Before we dive into today's fascinating story, make sure to subscribe for more content like this, where nature, innovation, and sustainability come together in the most unexpected ways. And stay with me till the end, because I'll show you exactly how you can create your own mini floating garden at home. It's easier than you think and so much fun. The idea of floating gardens has ancient roots. More than 700 years ago, the Aztecs of Mexico built chinampas, man-made islands on shallow lakes where they grew crops. Over time, other cultures like those in Myanmar and Bangladesh developed similar floating farming techniques, using natural materials like bamboo and water plants to create buoyant growing surfaces. Fast forward to today, and Australia has taken inspiration from these ancient methods, but with a very modern twist. Facing growing challenges like water pollution, loss of biodiversity, and urban expansion, Australian researchers and city planners began exploring floating gardens as a solution in the early 2000s. They saw how this simple, natural system could help restore water ecosystems without heavy machinery or expensive infrastructure. The Australian version of floating gardens uses eco-friendly materials such as recycled plastics, marine-grade foam, and coconut fibers to build sturdy floating platforms. On top, native Australian plants are carefully selected and planted. These floating gardens are not just designed to look beautiful. They are engineered to clean water, support local wildlife, and cool down urban areas. One of the first large-scale applications was at Sydney Olympic Park, where floating wetlands were introduced to treat stormwater runoff before it could pollute natural rivers. These gardens worked so well that they also attracted native birds, insects, and amphibians, reviving local biodiversity. Following Sydney's success, other cities jumped on board. Melbourne's Royal Botanic Gardens trialed floating wetlands in its lakes, studying how these gardens can purify water and enhance urban green spaces. Brisbane and the Gold Coast took floating gardens into residential areas, placing them in canals and lakes to naturally clean runoff water, protect marine life, and create vibrant mini ecosystems right within the suburbs. The way floating gardens work is both simple and brilliant. As plants grow, their roots dangle underwater, filtering out harmful nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus from polluted water. This not only cleans the water, but also prevents dangerous algal blooms that can kill marine life. At the same time, the gardens provide homes and breeding spaces for fish, frogs, insects, and birds, species that often struggle to survive in concrete-heavy cities. The success of floating gardens in Australia has shown how we can blend ancient wisdom with modern technology to solve today's environmental problems. They don't just address water pollution, they help fight climate change by cooling urban water bodies, stabilize shoreline erosion, increase biodiversity, and even beautify neglected spaces. And the best part? They're relatively affordable, low maintenance, and scalable. From tiny ponds to massive lakes, floating gardens can adapt to all kinds of spaces, making them a promising tool for cities not just in Australia, but around the world. Floating gardens show us a future where cities and nature don't have to be separate. They can grow and thrive together, side by side on the same water. And now, as promised, here's how you can create your very own mini floating garden at home. Start with a lightweight waterproof base. You can use a piece of closed cell foam board or a recycled plastic tray that floats well. Cut a few circular holes into the board, just big enough to fit small plastic mesh pots. Mesh pots work best because they allow the roots to dangle freely into the water. Choose easy-to-grow, water-loving plants like mint, basil, watercress, lettuce, or even flowers like marigolds or petunias. Fill the mesh pots with lightweight soil or coconut coir. Place your plants inside and slot them into the holes. Carefully place your floating garden onto a water surface, a pond, a big tub, or even a small backyard water feature. Make sure it gets partial sunlight and top up the water level occasionally if needed. In a few weeks, you'll have a living, floating mini ecosystem. It will not only look stunning, but will also naturally purify the water and attract pollinators like bees and butterflies. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into nature and innovation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing stories just like this. And tell us below, What would you grow in your own floating garden?